First of all, it settles the legal issue. Who has a right to the resources in the West Philippine Sea? For example, we're saying to the foreign companies, amin itong langis at gas dito sa Reed Bank. We have the legal right. So we will give you the contract to get it. Anong right ng Pilipinas to get that gas? Kiniklaim din ng China. So we need legal clarity for investors. And that ruling gives legal clarity. The world, US, its allies, UK, France, Japan, they're sailing there in the West Philippine Sea. Mm-hmm. They're telling China under the arbitral award, this is the exclusive economic zone of a coastal state. In the exclusive economic zone, we can sail, we can conduct naval drills, you cannot stop us. So they're actually enforcing the award. They're using the award to show to China that this is not yours. Without the US, without the arbitral award, China will be there and nobody will stop them. That is actually enforcement of the ruling. That's the strongest enforcement of the ruling.
Alam mo kasi sa larangan ng international law, may tinatawag tayong sources of law at ang mga desisyon ng mga arbitral tribunals under the UN Tribunal of the Law of the Sea are subsidiary sources of international law. Ibig sabihin, nagbibigay sila ng ebidensya kung ano talaga ang applicable norm ng international law at dito sa award na ito, sinabi ng hukuman, walang basihan ang historical claim to waters. Yung ilang mga artificial isla na itinayo ng China ay nasa exclusive economic zone natin na dahilan na ito ay illegal din dahil sa EEZ, tanging ang coastal state lamang ang may karapatang magtayo ng artificial island. Sana naging malinaw kung bakit tayo nag-arbitrate. Kasi pinag-aawayan sa Scarborough Shoal, pareho tayo nagsasabi isla. So hindi ko maintindihan bakit nag-arbitrate doon sa issues ng maritime zone na nung pinag-aawayan nung panahon na yun ay isang isla. Pero hindi ko rin sasabihin na mali. Nakabuti rin ang arbitration dahil ngayon malinaw. Walang basihan ang 9 dash lines ng China. Wala rin kahit anong isla na pwedeng mag-generate ng 200 exclusive economic zone. Yung ilang mga artificial islands na ginagamit ngayong military bases ng China, yan po ay nasa exclusive economic zone ng Pilipinas at illegal. So hindi mo rin mababawasan yung importansya ng arbitration, pero dapat ng mga panahon na yon, inisip din natin kung magkakasolusyon ba yung agawan sa Scarborough sa pamamagitan ng arbitration under the UN Convention on the Law of the Sea.
The leverage is the arbitral award. Use it, invite the naval powers to sail in the West Philippine Sea. Join the naval powers in sailing pursuant to the arbitral award. Enter into convention with ASEAN countries based on the arbitral award.
At tapatin ko kayo, no? Dahil nandyan nga po ang mga Amerikano, ang leverage natin is kapag talagang pumanig tayo sa mga Amerikano, magiging unsinkable warship din tayo. Kaya nga po, tingin ko mas receptive ang China sa magkaroon ng mabuting relasyon sa Pilipinas dahil nga po alam nila na meron tayong mga kasunduan kung saan may access ang mga Amerikano sa ating teritoryo para gamiting mga military facilities. So yan yung isang lakas natin.
China is only in possession of 8 geological features in the Spratlys and 1 in Scarborough Shoal. Maliit lang yan if you consider the physical space and the territorial sea. Less than 7% of the West Philippine Sea. That is what they actually possess and control. We should never say China is in possession or in control of the West Philippine Sea because factually, legally, that is not correct. We are conceding more than what China is claiming. We are echoing this President Duterte, but that's incorrect, totally incorrect. We can go there anytime we want in the West Philippine Sea. The US, their warships can go there anytime. You have to be very specific when you talk because it gives the impression that hawak ng China yung West Philippine Sea. Hindi. When we go to Scarborough Shoal, inside the lagoon or a little bit outside, doon tayo hinihinto. But if we go outside, wala. They don't stop us. But they also fish there, but they don't stop us.
Well, alam ko niyo po, hindi dapat ito dinidebate. Kasi bagamat ang mga nanggaling na mga salita sa bibig ng presidente ay possession ng West Philippine Sea, palaging nakakabit ang pangalan ni Albert Del Rosario, palaging kakabit yung katanungan, sinong dahilan kung bakit nawala sa atin ang West Philippine Sea? Ang tinutukoy po ng presidente, Scarborough Shoal. So, sino nakaposes ngayon? Sino nakapwesto sa Scarborough Shoal? Ang China. Pero, hindi natin masasabi na mayroong isang bansang nakaposes or in possession ng napakalaking karagatan na tinatawag nating West Philippine Sea. Meron tayong mga hawak na isla, merong hawak na isla ang Vietnam, may hawak na isla ang China, may hawak na mga isla ang Taiwan, at meron pang hawak na isla pati ang Malaysia at Brunei. No? So, walang bansa na makakasabi na sila ang may possession ng buong West Philippine Sea. Lahat ng mga claimants merong possession over a portion of West Philippine Sea. Pero meron din talagang karapatan ng freedom of high seas dahil wala rin namang isang bansa na makapagsasabi na meron man lang silang sovereign rights sa kabuuan ng West Philippine Sea. Illegal ang paggamit ng dahas under Article 2.4 ng ating UN Charter. In fact, ang mga magsisimula ng paggamit ng dahas ay magiging international criminals, guilty of the crime of aggression. Kaya nga po ang sinasabi ni Presidente, para mapaalis po sila dyan sa mga artificial na isla na yan, talagang gagamit ka ng dahas. Pero unang-una, illegal nga po yan. At pangalawa, ang malungkot na katotohanan, wala naman po tayong sapat na military na kakayahan para mapaalis sila dyan. So balik pa rin po tayo sa diplomasya, pagkakaibigan sa parte ng dalawang magkapitbahay dito po sa Asia.
More on that point, can't we solicit international support and exert pressure on China?
Kahit kung solicit ang gawin natin, kung wala namang UN force na magpapatupad niyan, hindi po rin natin mapipilit ang China. No? So ang importante pa rin, daanin pa rin natin sa mabuting usapan at tingin ko, mas magkakaroon tayo ng tagumpay na sumunod ang China sa arbitral award kung tayo po yung magkaibigan at hindi magkaaway.
Pag nangisda ka, you're not doing a confrontational act. You are not doing an aggressive act because if we go there to patrol so that we will prevent poachers from fishing in our EEZ, that is our legal right under international law. We are exercising a legal right. That is not aggressive. That is not confrontational. That is not aggression. The Chinese will not declare war on us because we have the Mutual Defense Treaty. The Chinese is avoiding at all costs to fire on Philippine Navy ships because they don't want the Philippines to invoke the Mutual Defense Treaty. They don't want the US to intervene legally in the dispute. Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, they enforce their fishing rights. Pinagbawalan nila ang mga Chinese fishermen. Pinapasabog pa nila, sinusunog nila ang Chinese fishing boats na nahuli nila. Wala namang gera, hindi naman sila ginigera.
Unfortunately, itong award neto, walang international police, walang international sheriff na mag-i-enforce. Pero meski meron man, ang sasabihin lang ng international police at international sheriff, wala kang karapatan na umangkin on the basis of the 9 dash lines kasi walang legal na basehan yan, 9 dash lines na yan. Pero ang katotohanan, hindi tayo po pwedeng pumunta sa police at sheriff gaya sa domestic law natin para ipatupad ang desisyon ng hukuman. Kinakailangan mag-rely pa rin tayo doon sa unang-una, diplomasya. Pangalawa, kung talagang merong threat to international peace na tinatawag, pwede tayong pumunta sa Security Council under Chapter 7 of the UN Charter, no? Para sa pagbubuo ng UN force para maging international police. Ang problema, yung UN force na yan, hindi mabubuo kung hindi boboto ang China. Bakit naman papayag ang China na magbuo ng UN force laban sa kanya mismo? So, imposible po yan. So, ang solusyon, diplomasya pa rin po. Ang kompromiso nito, mangyayari lamang kung meron ka mabuting relasyon dahil kung aawayin mo, bakit naman makipagkompromiso ang kahit sino? Human nature po yan at bagamat bansa ang pinag-uusapan, pinatatakbo pa rin sila ng ahente, mga tao rin.
Madami mong gagawa. We can file an extended continental shelf claim dyan sa South China Sea. Katulad sa Benham Rice, nag-file tayo, walang nag-oppose, nakuha natin. We can also file in the South China Sea off the coast of Luzon. The only country that can oppose is China. Pero anong rason ng China na invalidate na yung 9-dash line? Wala na silang masasabi. They're too far away. We can also enter into a convention with China, with Malaysia, Brunei, Indonesia, and Vietnam. 5 tayo, 5 ASEAN countries, adopting the ruling that in the Spratlys there is no island that generates an EEZ. And then we will invite the US to join the convention. We will invite NGOs, private NGOs to join, private individuals to join the convention. So the world will join. EDMA isolating China. And we will have everybody in the world joining us. Also, we can declare the Spratlys as a marine protected area. China now is the biggest country, takes the most fish in the South China Sea. China takes 50% or more of the fish every year in the South China Sea. They are the biggest beneficiary of the fish in the South China Sea. So it is to their benefit to preserve the Spratlys as a marine protected area. So if we preserve it as a marine protected area, mawala na yung conflict. We suspend our territorial claims for 50 years, 100 years, and allow the Spratlys to be a breeding ground of fish lang. Wala nang military installations. Exclusive sa atin yan. Pero si Duterte, pinayagan niya yung mga Chinese fishermen to fish in our EEZ, which is wrong because the Constitution says the fish in the EEZ is reserved exclusively for Filipino citizens. But outside of Scarborough Shoal, the Chinese compete with us. They also fish. Bawal dapat yun. Yun ang mali. Because President Duterte allowed the Chinese to fish in our EEZ, outside of Scarborough Shoal. Yun ang mali.
Again, lilinawin ko, no? Yung arbitral tribunal said na doon sa Scarborough, yung traditional fishing rights must be respected. So, ibig sabihin, lahat ng mga mangingisda galing sa Pilipinas, sa China at Vietnam, o pwedeng mangisda. Nangingisda ang mga Pilipino, ang mga Chino, ang Vietnamese, pati po yung mga Malaysians doon sa karagatan nila at syempre, pati mga Indonesians. Lahat po tayo nangingisda. Ang problema nga lang, may ongoing dispute. So until ma-resolve talaga yung mga disputed waters at saka disputed land territory na nag-generate ng karagatan, hindi natin malasasabi with finality kung sino talagang tanging meron lamang karapatan. Pero malinaw na kung undisputed part of EEZ yan ng Pilipinas, kailangan pwedeng mangisda. Sinasabi naman po ni dating Foreign Secretary Albert Del Rosario na nagkaroon daw ng brokering sa parte ng Amerika at pinagkasundo daw na dapat parehong aalis sa Scarborough Shoal ang Pilipinas at ang China. Pero ang sinasabi ng Presidente, unang-una, bakit ba kinakailangan mag-broker ang Amerika? Yung mga panahon na yon, dapat sumaklolo sa atin ng Amerika dahil meron tayong Mutual Defense Treaty na kapag tayo inatake, bibigyan nila tayo ng restback. Hindi naman nangyari yon, no? Pangalawa, yun nga ang sabi ni Presidente, bakit ka magtitiwala na aalis ang China? Ang dapat ginawa doon, manatili sa Scarborough hanggang nakita natin na umaalis talaga ang China. Iba tayo na unang umalis. Sa ganong sitwasyon, wag dapat nagtitiwala kaagad. Pero ngayon naman pong balik tayo sa sitwasyon na mapayapa naman pong lahat at mainit ang ating samahan, pwede naman pong sigurong we will accord China with the presumption of good faith. Pero nag-iingat din ang Presidente.
I don't care about the squabble, sinong nagpa-order, sinong nagpa-withdraw. We have to look at the bigger picture. This is a plan of China to control the South China Sea, to seize from us the West Philippine Sea, from the Spratlys to Scarborough Shoal. to enforce the 9-dash line. So, makita mo yung plan ng China. They seized half of the paracels in 1946. They seized the other half of the paracels from the South Vietnamese in 1974. They seized, they took over Fiery Cross Reef in 1987. They seized Subi Reef and Makinan Reef in 1988. They seized Mischief Reef in 1995. They seized Scarborough Shoal in 2012. They seized Lucuña Shoal in 2013. They seized Sandy Cay in 2017. So, this is a grand plan. May plano ito. They entrapped us. And we have to see the bigger picture. Let's not quarrel about this. Who ordered the withdrawal? Let us look at the bigger picture. Dinidengoy na tayo. China has a grand plan to make the 9-dash line as its national boundary. Control everything within the 9-dash line. That means they will get Scarborough Shoal. They will get the Spratlys. Klaro naman eh. And we must look at it from this point of view. Huwag na tayo mag-away-away. Sino ba yung kumuha nito? Why did we withdraw? Klarong-klaro yung plano ng China. That's the lesson. And I want the entire nation to see that. We must be on the same page. China will control the South China Sea because that is their plan, 9-dash line. And it's very clear. Creeping expansion from 1946 up to now. The last island that they seized from us was Sandy Cay. So yun dapat yun ang sabihin niyo sa taong bayan. The people will know that, understand na ito yun ang end game ng China. Ito dapat ang hintuin natin.
Well, kinakailangan talaga listo tayo sa pangangalaga ng ating teritoryo. Dahil sa larangan talaga ng international relations, talagang makakalamang ang pwedeng lumamang. At siguro isa pang leksyon dito, bagamat alam natin na limitado ang ating mga pondo at mayroon tayong mga iba't ibang problema gaya ng pandemya, kinakailangan pa rin magkaroon tayo ng isang hukbong sandatahan na handa at pwede talagang protektahan ang ating teritoryo at mga sovereign zones. Siniseryoso ng Presidente yung pag-modernize ng hukbong sandatahan dahil alam niya na bagamat nakikipagkaibigan tayo, matuto tayo sa kasaysayan. Siyempre, ang diplomasya, ang pagkakaibigan, hindi pa rin garantiya na hindi ka pagsasamantalahan kung wala kang kakayahan na depensahan ang iyong teritoryo.